Okay, so today we're going to dive into this thing called the Citizen Symposium for Change.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's someone sent us this document about it.
Right.
And looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely unique. So, like, let's pretend, someone's listening, right, and they're like, huh, a symposium for change? I wonder if I should go to that.
Right.
What would you want to know, like, if you were thinking about going to this thing, to figure out if it was even worth your time?
Well, first off, I'd want to make sure it wasn't just another, one of those things where everyone sits around and talks about problems, but nothing actually gets done.
Right, right. Yeah, totally. Like just a big talking shop.
Exactly.
So, I mean, looking at this thing, it's happening on January 26th.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at, get this, Canada's third largest log cabin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in Hull, Quebec. Really kind of quirky, right?
Yeah, definitely not your typical conference room.
Exactly, exactly.
Mm.
But you know what else is interesting? It says here that anyone can go. You just, like, send a text to confirm and...
Really?
Yeah, and then you just show up with, like, a good attitude and a smile.
Huh. That's pretty cool. Seems like they're really trying to make it accessible to everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Not a lot of barriers to get in there.
Mm.
But speaking of breaking down barriers, the document, it talks about how change is, like, inevitable.
Well,
Things are always changing.
Hmm.
But the symposium, they want to help people, like, shape that change
Okay.
in a positive way.
Interesting.
Do you think that's even possible? Because, change can be such a messy, unpredictable thing.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. Change can be chaotic for sure.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of historical examples where everyday people came together and actually made a huge difference.
Like what?
Well, think about the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
Like people came together with a shared vision and they made real progress. This symposium, it could be like a catalyst for similar movements,
Mhm.
but at a local level,
Right. More community driven. So they're aiming high. But this document also says that it's a physical launch pad for change.
Okay.
So how does that even work? Like, what makes this thing different from, say, just a regular town hall meeting or, any other kind of community forum?
Well, it seems like they're really trying to make this more than just talk,
Okay.
They're really pushing for action.
Right.
They want people to actually bring concrete projects, ideas that are community oriented, and they even talk about ways to get public support.
Okay.
So it's not just about airing grievances or complaining about things. It's about actually doing something to make things better.
That's cool. And they want people to have fun doing it, too.
Sounds like it.
They're going all out to make it like a fun, exciting event. They mentioned change makers and change motivators, whatever those are.
Uh-huh.
But there's also going to be music, dancing. It kind of feels like it's going to be like a festival almost.
That's a really cool approach.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes those, traditional presentations can be kind of stuffy and boring.
Right. So
if they can make it a more fun, energetic atmosphere, people might be more open to creative thinking and collaboration and stuff,
I think so, yeah. And there's all sorts of different stuff happening. There's, rapid fire presentations.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a time for Q&A so people can ask questions. And then they're going to have all these networking opportunities.
Oh, wow.
Then they're going to do live polling, get the media involved. Oh, yeah. They're even going to have podcasting at this thing.
It's really interesting how they're really using every possible avenue to make this successful.
Yeah, I guess you could say they're throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, exactly. But in a good way, right? They're trying to engage with people on different levels.
Wow.
Intellectually, emotionally, practically.
Mm-hmm.
It could be really powerful if they can pull it off.
Oh, and one more thing. This is interesting. They're encouraging families to bring their kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The organizer, they believe that it's important for kids to see this kind of stuff, to be part of these conversations about change.
Mm.
Do you think that that's, realistic? I mean, can kids really contribute to something like this?
Well, maybe not in a concrete way.
Yeah.
But just being exposed to that kind of energy, seeing adults trying to make a positive change, I think that can be really inspiring for kids.
Yeah.
It's about, planting seeds, showing them that they can have an impact on the world too.
Right.
Maybe it'll inspire them to become more involved in their community, when they're older.
That makes sense. So here's the big question. Could this symposium format be replicated in other communities?
I don't see why not. The basic idea of getting citizens involved, focusing on the community, taking action that could work anywhere, it would have to be adapted, of course. Every community has its own, challenges and things they care about,
Right.
but the core principles are solid.
Okay, so for anyone listening who is like even a little bit intrigued, it's really easy to get involved. They just have to text the number that's listed in this document.
Easy as that.
And then, boom, you're in. You're part of the symposium.
Yeah, if you're passionate about making a difference, I think you should definitely check it out. Even if it's just a small difference,
Right.
it's a chance to connect with people who are, on the same wavelength and maybe really contribute to positive change.
That's awesome. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought.
Okay.
What's one tiny thing you could change in your life that could maybe have a ripple effect?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to hear more about this, you can find podcasts from previous symposiums on the Symposium for Change YouTube channel.
Good to know.
And hey, maybe we'll even see you at the next one. Don't forget to bring a smile and a good attitude.
Absolutely.
All right. That's it for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure.
See you there.
See you later.